Ever wonder what feeds the fish we eat? Or how fish oil ends up in your supplements? Behind the scenes, a quiet industry turns small, oily fish into powerful products, driving global aquaculture and nutrition. Today, we dive into the fascinating world of fish meal and fish oil, where sustainability meets the seafood supply chain. So what exactly is fish meal? Picture this: small oily fish like anchovies, sprat, or herring. They're cooked, pressed, dried, and ground into a protein-rich powder. That's fish meal. Fish oil is produced during the same process and contains those famous omega-3s we always hear about. Why does this matter? Because these products are the foundation of global aquaculture. If you're eating farm salmon, shrimp, or even chicken, chances are they've been fed with fish meal or fish oil at some point. And not just because it's available, it's because these marine ingredients are super digestible, nutrient-dense, and loaded with essential stuff like amino acids and omega-3 fatty acids. Globally, we produce around 5 million tons of fish meal and over 1 million tons of fish oil each year. But here's a twist: a growing share of that doesn't come from whole fish anymore. Instead, it comes from the byproducts of fish we do eat: the heads, bones, trimmings. In fact, in 2023, over 50% of fish oil and nearly 40% of fish meal were made from these byproducts. Still, there's tension. Many fish used for fish meal could be eaten directly by humans. So there's a push to use more byproducts, set stricter fishing quotas, and find plant-based or even insect-based alternatives for feed. Some fisheries, like Peru's anchoveta fishery, are huge, but they're vulnerable. El Niño, for example, can crash anchovy populations overnight, causing fish meal prices to spike worldwide. Let's talk Europe for a second. The EU is not self-sufficient in fish meal or fish oil. Even though Denmark is a powerhouse, producing up to half the EU's total, the continent still relies on imports, especially from countries like Morocco, Norway, and South Africa. Imports from Peru have dropped massively, down 93% over the last decade. And what about exports? Norway and the UK are the top buyers of EU-produced fish meal and oil, but overall, the EU's export levels have also been shrinking. Let's zoom out a bit. If the world's catching fewer fish for feed, how are we meeting demand? Well, aquaculture is shifting. Modern fish farms use less fish meal and oil per kilogram of fish produced. They blend in plant-based ingredients like soy and algae oils. And yes, that comes with its challenges. Fish don't naturally eat soybeans, and too much of it can impact their health, growth, and even the flavor and nutrition of the final product. So we've got this balance to strike: feeding a growing population through aquaculture without overfishing wild species or creating new problems with land-based feed sources. There's some promising innovation, though. Scientists are exploring new raw materials like algae, krill, and even insect-based oils and meals to supplement or replace fish-based ingredients. It's not mainstream yet, but it's coming. So, what's the takeaway here? First, fish meal and fish oil may sound niche, but they're part of the engine behind our seafood and meat industries. Second, while progress is being made in sustainability, we're not quite there yet. And third, as consumers, understanding what goes into the food we eat and the food our food eats is more critical than ever. If you found this interesting, maybe take a second look at that bottle of omega-3s on your shelf, or your next salmon fillet. Behind the scenes, there's a whole world of fisheries, feed production, and shifting global markets.